Yay! We're live! Hello, friends! I'm just looking at the YouTube preview as I'm just. That's what I was doing. That's not what I'm usually like. Welcome, everybody. Happy St. Patty's Day. I don't know anything about St. Patrick's Day except that it is joyous, unlike other days that we happy. So, yay! Hello! Look at the chat. Y'all are hopping and bopping already. I think that's what the cool kids say. I don't know because I am not one of them. But welcome, everyone. It puts a huge smile on my face that you guys are already here saying hi to each other. It is so cool. Okay, teenage son hacking up a lung, not so good. Hopefully he feels better. But in the meantime, at least you can enjoy pens and inks while you listen to him hack up a lung. Right? There's it's joyous. This notebook is I have already broken into it. Oh, hang on, let me just move this. I've broken into it already for my nosy reasons. I could have waited. I didn't. So sorry. Sorry that we didn't wait. But it's okay because we're still going to do demonstrations. We're still going to look at it in detail. The notebook. This is a yu-sari notebook. It is made by Nakabayashi. So, that's a mouthful. And this one I actually got locally from Fiden Pens, relatively locally. And so they shipped it. It's so pretty. They do nice shipping. So here's what the page description says. The wonderful notebook boasts a smooth, premium quality paper that complements fountain pen or rollerball ink with an ultra smooth texture and quick drying properties. Glide your pen over its thick, eggshell colored paper for text that will pop off the page. It is 96 sheets or 192 pages. It is sewn bound. This is A5. It is made in Japan and it is 25 Canadian doll hairs. The lined version is more expensive, which is interesting. Oh no, sorry, that's a different size. Never mind. Ignore me. I feel like they could have done a more exciting cover color, but that's okay because it just means I can decorate it. So let's catch up on the chat here because I see you met with Ian at Baltimore and he got your monarch dialed in for your writing style. I am so glad to hear that. That is wonderful. I'm really glad. I'm really happy to hear that. And I hope everybody who got to go to Baltimore had so much fun. I am so jealous. It's my blower. Okay, it's my blower. These are the pens that I selected to play with in the notebook. And there is no real rhyme or reason to it except that they all have complementary ink colors because I don't like when I do an inky mess and or doodle stack and it turns out that the colors don't match and they all just clash. So I tried to pick ones that kind of matched. So here's what I've done already. This was the first page and I just put the pedal to the metal or something. This particular splat I really liked. Let's see. There we go. I think that one came out really cool. It's very like sun ray-esque. Very cool. And here, this is a doodle stack. And we can... I've had a few people ask what's the difference between inky messes and a doodle stack, and so we could talk about that while we are doing the notebook playings. And then I did some writing, and this one's an inky mess. So if you look at the difference, doodle stack, inky mess. Hopefully you can see that the stack has a bit more planning to it. But if you can't see it, that's totally fine. I will explain it. But I really loved this inky mess. I really loved the colors that came out on it. And this one is also a doodle stack because it's kind of tidy. So we are going to start our very own page. And we are going to do writings. So I also have a bit of water I've got my pipette for activities that we may need. We've got a blower, and we have the inky mess is chaotic. Exactly, that is correct. And we have pens. So let's just do writings. I kind of have an idea of how the paper's going to perform, but let's actually see how it does. So first thing, maybe we do some splattering, or maybe we just do some big writes. Some big writes. Okay. And I'm using this paper as a oil guard because I'm sorry, how dare I begin without describing? We're gonna smell it. It smells so nice and clean, like such clean, beautiful paper. It has soft covers, crisp edges, and like they said, it's a sewn binding, so look how beautifully it lies open and flat. I think the form factor, sorry, that was either really exciting or really bizarre. The form factor of this notebook is exceptional. I really like how it's put together. The paper does feel quite thick. It is, they don't give the weight of the paper on the website. Like it feels like a 90 at least. At least. Ooh. That's a really good question. It's such a clean, pure smell that it has almost no smell. So, okay, so that's really exciting. And in terms of the texture, it's quite smooth. It does feel coated. It does feel coated. So that's relevant to us. And the reason that's relevant is that is what tends to pick up the oils from your hands when you're writing, which is why I want to use my oil guard. So let us write. Let us write. We're going to start with a pilot parallel. We're going to write yu-sari. If you are playing along with your own notebooks, please let me know what you're doing, because I would like to picture you while I focus on spelling. So surely this will work out really well. Yu-sari. I have no idea what ink this is in this particular pen because it's a dump pen. So all sorts of things have gone into it. How does one know when the design is done that is your weakness? Do I need coffee beans? Yes, coffee beans would help, actually. Doodling random shapes and lyrics, that is absolutely delightful.
No, it's an issue.
I'm sharing my office today, and my office mate is really loud and annoying. So hopefully they will hear my complaints about them. So I'm sorry if you hear background noise. I generally don't like to have background noise, so I apologize.
No,
It's like a flexi space, you know? Hairy buffalo ink. Pertinux Canson paper. Are you referring for, like, are you talking about playing with Canson paper with fountain pen inks or watercolors? Because Canson is... Actually, Canson makes a whole series, right? They do, like, mixed media, pastel papers, watercolor papers, if I'm understanding correctly. Okay, so yu-sari. It is weirdly fast drying, which is unusual for a paper that feels very coated. Usually papers that are coated take a long time to dry, but it does dry quite quickly. So for people who do a lot of fast writing, sorry, that's not the pen or the paper, that's just the angle at which I'm pressing the paper. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Yeah, so if you like to do a lot of fast writing, it's it does dry quite quickly. So let's do a super flexor, a major flexy baby. I'm gonna write that. Okay. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing to you. This is not paper problems. This is because I stored my pen upright. Major. This is my problem with smooth paper. It does not have the tooth required to catch a lot of nibs. Major flexi baby. So while the paper does have, it is fountain pen friendly, I can feel that it's almost too smooth for some nibs, especially ones that don't have tipping like this one. Oh, I did not explain that, Doug. So this parallel, this is a scroll modification, and the line, the dual line, was made by Toronto Pen Company, and if I'm recalling correctly, you can also find them at John Neal booksellers. I don't know if they do the scroll. Um, so if you do, if you check out Toronto Pen Company, here, I'll just write it here. Oh, I have greased this page up big time. Toronto Pen Company. And
okay, so see
it's a scroll mod.
Let's see, can you show me that it shows more than your phone number? So it's going to show
Scroll.
your name, your phone number, your address. It qualifies. You have to get it right, but it's very so it's not.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't
it's one
have
of my
to.
favorites. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. Hello, strings and pedals. Was it this
Can you
weekend?
check?
I thought it was. No, no. Our date was last weekend, and it totally flew by. Right, right.
No, I
I
understand.
don't even remember this weekend.
I
It has
understand.
been a
But
joyous time in my
again,
existence.
that's the equivalent
It
of
hasn't been joy. It hasn't been joyous. It has not been. I actually, yeah, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I even considered not doing a live today because
patrons
I'm
first.
just
That's how
feeling
it
really
works.
run down. So sorry. I am so sorry. You know, it's
It's
not
totally
because I
fine.
don't love you.
Thank you.
It's because I suck as a human. Literally. You did text me. I do know this, and I kept it open so that I would actually reply. Because that's how I remember to respond to people. I just don't open it. I read the notification, so I see the message, and then I don't open the actual message. So it shows me that I haven't unread, except for when I don't actually go back to it in time.
So just give us a few minutes. I need to have a conversation with that cybersecurity guy.
Okay, this one I'm gonna switch to the other side. This side of the page has been oiled up big time. Oiled up. Okay,
So
so
do we have anybody on from the business, or do we have anybody on from Overcreate?
we're gonna write some seven wildly panting fruit
First,
flies.
first, yeah, yeah. So first things first. I just want just the
Okay,
business
let
of
me just lower my
Overcreate.
input here. Let me know if you can't hear me. I don't want you guys picking up
Okay,
background
folks,
noise.
this is going to be treated like an SATK line. Please do not
Seven
have anybody additional
wildly
responsibilities that are authorized.
panting fruit flies. I can say, okay, so this side is definitely better. So the paper is definitely prone to picking up oils, which is exactly what I was worried about, which is why I'm using this paper. Um, it is quite fountain pen friendly. No feathering. There is no bleed through. Oh, oops. Okay, so what we're using here is a fairly wet fude nib. Is it fude or fuda? I never remember that one. Oh, oopsies. Oops. Let's pick a different pen. Yes, the volume did just drop. Was it too much? How about now? Let me know if this is any better.
Hey, David, which team are you from?
I've got it like right in my mouth. I just don't want you picking up the background. We've got a good question here. Recommendations for a large eyedropper pen as you've run out of Opus 88 demos to buy. Ooh. Okay. Do you care about the filling mechanism of your large eyedropper pen? And do you have a budget?
No, I understand. But those first things first.
I'll also just try to talk louder in general and right into it. Sorry about that. Shared workspace. So rude. Okay. So this is that Altum pen from Eureka that I really love, and I love this ink. This was purchased from a friend, Lord Hibachi, but he sent it inked, and I don't know what the ink is, and I don't think he knows what it is either. So, oh well. That's okay. It's a really nice blue. I really like it. Like, it's a really beautiful, vibrant blue. Vibrancy. Oh no, she's starting to sing. Vibrancy. What did I do this weekend? I don't even remember. I ran a whole bunch of errands, but I don't remember beyond that. Boop, boop, boop. I just put my pen in my mouth. Sorry. I don't often do that. Okay. You don't have a preference on filling mechanisms, and let's ignore budget, but you want a large... Oh, wait. Did you already say... You said large eyedropper, and I meant, oh, what filling mechanism? Sorry. What a dumb question. Yes. So you want a large eyedropper with no particular budget. Okay. So we have a large eyedropper with no budget. I mean, eyedropper pretty much all of my pens. So to me, pretty much any pen is an eyedropper pen. And oh, that's a good question. One of my favorite eyedropper pens is the Shown Ultims, which are these. And the Eurekas are also a great value. They're a little hard to get because he does small batch drops. Have one custom made. That is the delight. That would be a lot of fun, actually. I mean, every pen that I have on the table here, all of these are all eyedroppered. None of them, except for this one, none of them are really meant for eyedroppering. I just do it anyway. So, you know, what's the worst that'll happen? You make a mess. Big deal. You make a mess. Inky mess. The Opus 88 Omar is quite a large pen, but it is really nice. Like, they have a lot of really nice colors. They got nice options. I very much enjoy that. The blue sparkly pen. No, this is actually my Franklin Christoph Stars on Sapphire Lakes, and I just eyedroppered it because it just occurred to me, wait a minute, this material is really pretty. When it's not eyedroppered, it looks completely different. It looks like a very different pen, and so I eyedroppered it, and now it's incredible. So I'm totally loving it. And the Monarch on here, this is the one of the newer ones, the fine cursive italic. That was originally called the Stub. But it is definitely a cursive italic. You can also eyedropper things like Platinum Preppies. They do really well eyedroppered. pretty much any Franklin Christoph can be eyedroppered. A lot of Edison's. Franklin Christoph. I'm just writing this list down for myself, really. Franklin Christoph, Edison. This pen, I would love to do another batch. The maker of the material is currently not pouring. I keep hoping she will come back. Fingers crossed. But in the meantime, we're just kind of waiting and hoping. And yes, dark ink really shows the sparkle. So the ink in here is the new Pilot Iroshizuku Rika, whatever, however you pronounce it. And I think it worked really well for this one. So it worked very well. Okay, let me see. What else can be eyedroppered? If you want to reduce your budget, like away from custom pens and stuff like that, you could look at stuff like Pen BBS. They've got Pen BBS models that are vacuum fillers. They're cartridge converters. You can eyedropper most of them. Annabelle, I feel like this Rika Blue is like a really good option for you. It's probably a costly option for grinding, but maybe for the final test or for when people have a send-off at your table, like this could be an ink they would ink their pen with or ink their converter with or something. And then it is, yeah, it's, I don't know what Rika translates to. I don't know what it is anymore. So, I don't know. I try to learn the Japanese names of the inks, but I think it came out really nice in this pen with this particular Monarch combo. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Oh, the low volume eyedropper. Of course. What a great suggestion. And I don't know if he has any left, but Skogsy just did a small batch drop on his website, and I think there was at least one low volume eyedropper. But if it's gone, you can eyedropper pretty much any of his other pens, like the Choyas or the Saguaros. You can eyedropper those. So, check out Skogsy pens. Skogsy pens. Here, let me paste it. The bulk filler is really nice, but it's so unobtainium. I mean, their batches are so small and stupid that I say that. I mean, I really love them, but it's really hard to get. They're really hard to get, and it's really annoying. So I don't generally recommend it just because it's really hard. I mean, I eyedropper my Pilot Parallels, so that's an option too. Like if you're just looking for a budget eyedropper. This one is the Moonman C2, I believe. So if you look online at the C1 or C2, you would definitely find options like this. And in some cases, you can even purchase the pen with the nib. Yes, I have more watermelon slushy. I just need to make the bottles up. So I literally have the box with the bottles sitting on the floor next to me, and so I can restock that very soon. Any recommendation for exciting gray inks? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, first of all, I'm going to recommend my own, which is Gourmet Pens Ink Institute Ice Fog, which I have right here. So it's a really weird gray. And this would be my go-to #1 gray. Completely cool, very awesome. Purple, pink, blue, gray. It's very weird. I love it so much. I am biased because it's my ink, but I still love it. And I would suggest Diamine Earl Grey, Diamine and Pen Gallery's collaboration Baiji Tima. Here, let me write these down because it's a lot. I'm going to write it on the crappy side of the page. So, we're talking about gray inks. Okay, so first of all, we've got the Gourmet Pens, Ink Institute, Gray J. Sorry, no, Ice Fog. And then Gray J, which is more of a blue gray. And Gray J, we have Diamine Earl Grey by Tima. I haven't used... Oh, yeah, hang on. Let me show you the Ice Fog up close. It really varies depending on the nib and the paper. It's a really weird gray. That's not sheen. It is shading. So to me, I am seeing gray like very distinctly in the Ice Fog writing. And then in the smear, it's gray, blue, purple. So it depends. It's not for everyone, and that's totally fine. Colorverse Antimatter, that's a good gray. Like, that's a gray. I have not used the Sailor or the Three Oysters or the Wieringle, but thank you for these suggestions. I agree. Diamine has some amazing grays and silver inks. Especially, like, they do a lot of really special ones, and I really like them. The other one that I would suggest, which is a little less exciting but still very nice, is the Gerbin Gris Nuage. So it's a very medium to light saturation gray, and so it does shade very nicely. It's a little on the dry side, so if that's an issue, then that's just something to consider. But I like it, and it is in one of my pens. I just don't know which one, as usual. So Gris Nuage. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, we got hearts. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in terms of show through and bleed through, it's really good. It does really, really well. It holds up really well to the nonsense that I'm putting it through. And it just, the downside is it picks up oils like crazy. Oh, yes, the Wieringle. I'm a cat with gray. It's a beautiful gray with golden shimmer. Sorry. Kind of like the Jacobin. That gray one. I can't remember what they called it. Stormy, I don't know. Stormy eyeballs. I'm not sure. Stormy eyeballs. Let's add some water. Let's do some splattering. And then we're gonna add some water. Pappy Plume had a gray trash panda gray. That's so cute. Let's add a bit of water. That's probably more than I needed, but we did it anyway. Let's do some smearing. Let's see what happens. We're not really looking at the ink here. I mean, we can, but it's more we're looking at how the page is going to take it. Yes, Gris Orage. Thank you. Thank you. That was the Jacques Herbin with gold shimmer and gray ink. Whoop. Oops. And then let's take a nice fatty boom batty nibbage and pull it through. Come on. Oh, my pen's getting low on ink. How did that happen? Okay, this is a great example of where the oils on my page are. So you can see the ink pulling away and leaving these lighter spots, that's from my oils of just my arm. My arm is not that greasy. And in fact, I just washed my hands and arms because I was doing the dishes with dish soap, so I should have been degreased, technically. So this paper is very sensitive to the greases. Still very nice. A very luxurious paper. I'm gonna spread this around with the blower. There she blows. And stuff. Let's move it. I like to move it, move it. Okay, okay. I like what's happening here. So this is an inky mess, for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Inky Converters Papier Plume collaboration. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. You got the Skogsy Choya. Yay! Which color did you get? Congratulations. I had to resist. And one of the things that helped me resist was I don't know my credit card number, and I did not have it had to add a new credit card because the one that was on their file is my old one and was no longer valid. So I was saved by my own self not knowing my credit card number. You can absolutely wear a plastic glove to prevent natural oil incidents. You just need to make sure your sleeve is pulled down like up your arm, or your glove is like covering where you might rub on the page. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, I know I'm definitely missing out some messaging here. Dark precision. Oh, you got the dark precision. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely beautiful. That was the one I was looking at. Strings and petals, you hate gloves because your hand becomes an inky glove whilst you're doing your nib work or something. I think that's what happens. Okay, this is mostly dry. Look how good the paper did. It is quite fountain pen friendly. The fact that there is no bleed through and pretty much no show through, I think that is quite decent. Wow. Okay, that was more impressive than I expected. There was crumbs in my notebook. Like, that's weird. Okay. Then let's do some flex through it. Some flexing through it. Okay. Okay. I wanted to flex particularly where some of the water was. Yes, this is a very smooth paper. To the touch, it is quite smooth. There's like no tooth here. If you have very, very polished nibs, it's probably going to skip. So I think something with a little bit more tooth will work better. I am finding some of my nibs that are very smooth are skipping. Which is fine. I mean, that's the joy of having different writers, right? I think that's part of the experience of it. Like this nib here, this is a Bach. It's not super smooth. It has a little bit of tooth on all pages, all papers, and it performs quite well on here. Okay, let's go check the back. Yeah, still nothing with the flex over the water, over the inky blobs. So you're glad you're as poor as you are, because if you were a little less poor than you are, you would become quickly poorer than you are at the moment. I understand. I totally got that. I did. I really understood that. I followed along. Okay, let's move to this side. I'm gonna just inky mess a bit through it. Hello. I'm going to show you what they mean by fast drying, like how the ink gets absorbed into the paper. Can you see what it look like? It looks almost grainy. The ink on the page looks a little bit grainy as opposed to like really a smooth look. You can see it a lot like here. It's really absorbed into the page like really quickly. So yeah, interesting. Okay, let's blow that around. This is one of my favorite things, when you drop some water or a different ink on the page and you blow it around and it runs through other inks and then picks up all the colors. I mean, clearly we did it here, but also here it went through the blue, and I just really like how it shaded. It's very pretty. Okay, we can let that dry a bit. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the notebook. I will definitely fill it with inky messes and doodle stacks. That's what's gonna happen over here. I'm just trying different inks because every now and then a different ink or a certain type of ink will behave differently, and so far we seem to be fine. Like, they all seem to be performing pretty consistently on the paper. How does this compare to Midori, Cosmo Air Light, and Tomoe River? Let's do the easy one. So with Tomoe River, the old one, whether you're talking about the 52 or the 68 gram paper, this yu-sari paper is it's heavier by far. It's much more like, it feels like it's much more coated. I find there's more skipping on the yu-sari, so it's much smoother than Tomoe River. Definitely smoother than, well, I mean, it depends on which Midori paper you're referring to, but if we're talking like just the regular Midori or cotton, yu-sari is definitely smoother. Compared to Cosmo, it does not have that squishy feeling that Cosmo has. They're probably similar-ish in weight, paper weight. All of these that you've mentioned are fountain pen friendly. But the Cosmo is probably the most similar to the yu-sari, except for that squishy feeling. Hopefully that helps answer. But one of the most notable things to me is how smooth it is. Oh, John, that's an interesting idea. Sheets of doodle stacks for others to use, like as a guide? I like that idea a lot. I mean, I did a mini doodle stack course in Philly, and that's kind of what we did, but it was not like, it was just a 1 hour course, so I think that would be interesting. I have absolutely used folded automatic and or ruling pens. I have a cup right next to me with a whole bunch of them, and I've never mixed them with Parallax though. Interesting idea. I will have to try that. I really enjoy, I think out of the 3 folded, automatic, and or ruling, I think I enjoy the folded the most. I just find there's the most freedom of movement with them. But I will try with Parallax. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write happy St. Patrick's Day so we know what day today is. What is the difference between a doodle stack and an inky mess? Partenax, what a great question. I am pulling out a different notebook for that. So, in this notebook, I actually opened to the page that answers this question. So, here's an inky mess. An inky mess is a much looser, freer movement. There's no plan to it. It's very chaotic. There's a lot of splatter, and it's sort of it's a mess. And then on the right, we have a doodle stack. So with the doodle stack, you're filling the page in layers. So I don't even remember what I started with. I started with the lines, and I did different colors. And then I went through and I added the little circles. So I did all the pink first, then I did all the greens, and then I did the little purple confettis, and then the yellow confettis. I added a bit of water because I just wanted some movement, so I cheated a little bit. I added the squares with a very light ink, and then with a big fat nib, I added this top stack. And so you're really looking at it in layers with a doodle stack. Inky messes, anything goes. So let me see if I have any others. Yeah, so here was another example. I used the same tools and the same inks. And so this side is the inky mess, this side is the doodle stack. And so again, I just went through in layers and built it up. And with the inky mess, I just did stuff. I just threw stuff around and messed around with it. Have I ever tried watercolor pencils? I have a few watercolor pencils. I can't really draw, so I feel like with watercolor pencils, you need to be able to draw to like fill things in and watercolor with them, but I can't draw. And so I haven't quite figured out how to use them. I do really like how they behave, but for now, I'm much more better at the tubes and the little watercolor pans and stuff like that. They're also so cute. So look, I'll even show you right here. And nobody asked, but I have tubes in here and some remnants of pans and other things, and like a brush and stuff. So, and a little palette knife. So I'm very much having fun on my watercolor adventure, even though I'm not good at it, and I'm okay with not being good at it. So this was the beginning of a doodle stack where I did a lot of words and I put them down on the page, but then I didn't want to add to it because I really liked it, so I just left it. Here is another doodle stack. We've got words, and then I added different shapes as another layer. I added splats in different colors. I'm pretty good at splatting. Like I'm very controlled. Like I know where they're gonna land and how much I'm gonna get, depending on how hard I hit the pen. And so I'm okay with splatting as part of my stacks. And then I added my little snowflakes. This is just, I don't even know. This is not planned out. Here was the beginning of a doodle stack. So like this could be an example of a base layer. Pick a number between 1 and 10, 5, and then so I just went through the entire thing and did lines of 5, like little stacks of 5 lines. You could then go through, for example, as a second layer of your doodle stack and pick another number between 1 and 10. You can do 10 lines. And then instead of doing them like this, you could do them straight up and down and then go through it again. So it's really like building it up layer by layer. And then, so doodle stack, layers. Sorry, this is yellow. You can use shapes. You can use words. You can mix and match them. I think this is as far as I got. Yeah. You can mix and match them. So I'm just trying to do examples of doodle stacking and inky messes to help people understand like where I'm going with it and why I'm doing this, because sometimes I just want to make a mess, right? So sometimes I just want to do something like this, or this is a pretty structured notebook. This one is not. So to me, this would be an inky mess. I think if there's blowing and water splats involved, to me that feels more like it's going to be an inky mess. This is one of my favorite spreads that I've ever done. Just because the colors worked out really nicely, and just like the swirls and everything. So This is in Old Tomoe River, and I think this is probably the most popular sticker I've ever posted about ever. Why is there food on all my notebooks? Like, what is wrong with me? I'm an adult, I swear. Anyway, you can get this on Redbubble. One mental breakdown later. It was a gift from somebody, and I absolutely love it. But I'm probably going to need more. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. This is a green ink, even though it is called Confetti Blue. This is the Robert Oster Yoseka Confetti Blue. You guys have great questions. Oh, porcelain palettes. Oh my gosh, I really want to show this to you so bad. Hang on. I know. Nobody cares. But I want to show it to you. Okay. So this is from Etcher Lab. Look at how cute they are. I didn't need them, but I'm going to use them. So I'm having a great time with the watercolors. I haven't used these yet because I haven't had time to sit down and play, but I will soon. So it's going to be really good. I mean, no, that's not true. I have played, but nobody asked what I'm going to show you. Nobody asked what I was doing. I know, this isn't yu-sari. I've been making pebbles, so I'm having a lot of fun with these. They're so cute. Like, to me, they're cute, and I'm having a lot of fun, and so I have some watercolors that I've purchased, and also some that were gifts from friends. Like, these colors I used to make these pebbles, which to me is really wild. Just the color options that are coming out, it's really wild. And this is what I'm doing with watercolors. So I'm not as experienced with watercolors as I am with fountain pens and inks, and so it's a very humbling experience and learning curve for me, which I think is a good thing. Really branching out. You drew me a trash panda? Okay, I'll go look on Discord. I have my Discord open. I just don't often go into it because it's kind of like a rabbit hole and I get distracted. Not in a bad way, but I will go look. This paper, if you're, this one is, I don't actually know because this notebook was handmade for me, but it is definitely super textured, very rough, so like cold pressed, I believe, if I'm correct. I really like the, as Pertnux would describe it, no, Wendy Sue called it this, like shaggy edges on notebooks. So I very much enjoy that. Shaggy edges. Okay, so here we've got another pink. Another pink. I don't have my own Discord. I am part of a few other Discords, and I don't know what I'm doing in there. Like, I don't know. I don't Discord very much because I'm not hip. So I don't really know what I'm doing. Yay, you got your dark unicorn and you love it. I'm so thrilled to hear that. I'm so excited because, I mean, obviously I'm biased. Hang on, let me grab mine. Here's my dark unicorn hanging out with my raven and my true unicorn. I cannot wait. I have ideas for the next one. I'm sure Banu is probably like, oh my god, this girl and her insane ideas, because I just keep coming up with more and then telling them, and they're like, yes, great, we'll think about that. So I'm so glad you like your unicorn. Yes, I'm in I'm in Simon's Discord. I'm also in Annabelle has a Discord, and I'm in the Atlas Stationers one, but I don't drop into them very often. I just check for messages and stuff. But I'm very bad at this. I don't even respond to my text messages, so we're getting there. Life will get better. I'll get better at this, I promise. We're getting there. You need the raven. Okay, I'll just show you. I'll just show everybody the raven. Just It is a black base with deep iridescent blue and itsy bitsy silver dusties, and then a very few flakes, which you might be able to see. That's really funny. You prefer the bigger size. Oh my gosh. Okay, because I prefer the talisman size. I find the Euphoria is too big. I have a couple Euphorias, but I do prefer the talisman. So that's my go-to my go-to size here. Okay, okay. I just realized when you join the video, the chat pops up, but you can select live chat or top chat. And I was on top chat, so that explains I've missed a whole bunch of comments and messages, so I'm so sorry if I've ignored you. You have 15 Benus. That is a healthy amount, I would say. There's nothing wrong with having 15 Benu pens. They are such delightful people, and I love supporting them, and I just feel really good about it. Like, I feel good. It's a good one. They're good, and the pens are fantastic, and I love them. You like big pens, and you cannot lie. That's okay. I like big nibs, and I cannot lie. When I bought this particular pen, this Moonman C1, it was like $20. They're $40 online now. Which is still a great deal. It is still totally worth it, but still. I like big nibs. So this is the Moonman. I think it's C1 or C2. I don't know. You'll recognize it pretty much because of the shape, and this is what the pen looks like. And then it has a nib. Oh gosh, I can't draw. That's what it looks like. And then there's ink in it. Obviously, that's a fountain pen. I mean, clearly, right? Okay, let me see. Oh, you have no Benus? Okay, that's insane. I totally understand they're not for everyone because they're completely bonkers. They definitely push the envelope. I love it. I love that they're doing things that are unusual. The Paris painted pens, oh my gosh, so beautiful. I try to resist because they keep releasing things that I like, and I just wish they would not. I wish they would release things that I don't care about, you know, so that I don't have to feel tempted, but it's not working in my favor. It's just not. Pilot. Pilot. Once you start with one Benu, it's hard to stop. Absolutely. It's like pets. You're a moderate to no sparkle person. Okay, then I can understand why you don't have any Benus. But you're right. The recent hand-painted ones are not super sparkly. They're just beautiful. So, I get it. Ooh, early bird. Let me go look that one up. Benu early bird. Oh my gosh, is that ever gorgeous? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know, they're so loud. It's true, they're very loud. But I have to say, they have some of the most exceptional customer service and just all around amazing folks. So I'm big fans. I'm big fans. Wow. I am a big fan. Oh, when's your birthday? Listen, here's what I know about buying pens. Don't hesitate. Don't wait till events like birthdays. Even if you have to secure it ahead of time, you secure it. I am a big fan. yes, I have a couple true unicorns left. I mean, they will come back. It's just that I have to go back into the queue of when they produce pens for others as well. I know. It's like, oh, I have to share. I have to share. Oh, May 5th. Oh, just in time for celebration at Chicago. Rip pens. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what's going to happen to me trying to have a budget. I keep saying to myself, if I don't go with cash, I'm not going to buy any pens. Stupidest logic ever. I still buy pens. I don't need pens though. I need to enjoy what I have. So I really enjoy doing this with you guys. It really helps me enjoy just having pens. Michelle, send me a message and remind me, and I will see if I can get one for you for when I see you next. Yeah, I enjoy doing this with you guys because it reminds me that I have a lot of really nice pens and nibs, and I'm really lucky to be able to. I mean, first of all, I'm lucky to have access to this kind of stuff, and just to be able to play with this kind of stuff and do this. So I am very fortunate, and I do not take that for granted. Luck be a pen. That's right. Sam, you sneak. How can you properly enjoy the stuff you have unless you have new stuff to compare it to? Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. Oh boy. Yes, it's just like, yo, you want to see my wares? Just open it up. Okay, now I need to look up the Juno. Bennu Juno. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh no. You know, every time I go to make a Bennu order, like for the shop, I always get something for myself, and I really don't need to be doing that. I don't I don't need to be doing that. Thank you, Simmergy. That does not help either. If you have a constant stream of new things, you'll be able to appreciate the things that stand out. Well, that's actually not a bad point because for both of you, I do agree to some degree. So it's good to compare with what you already own, but it's also good to hang out with friends and try what they have because then you could find out, is this something that would have interested me? Like, is this a pen that it's been on my wish list, but you actually use it and you find, wait a minute, this is not what I want. Like, this is not appealing, or it doesn't fit my taste, or it's too heavy, or I don't like the way it writes. So it is good to explore. But I also, I don't know, like, at some point I'm going to have to retire. Pens are not a retirement fund. Don't let people trick you. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for it. Get a pen mama or something. A sugar pen. Sugar dollars! That's what it was. We need sugar dollars. Sugar dollars. That's going to be our retirement plan. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Monday night. I have to say, I was feeling a bit crummy and down, and you all really picked me up so much. Secondly, I know I missed a whole bunch of comments, so I'm so sorry if you asked me a question and if I missed it. So please either ask again next time, find me on Instagram, leave a comment somewhere. Lastly, if you don't already, let me find it. Give me 1 second. If you don't already, please go find my girlfriend Wendy Sue Fountain Pen News and give her a follow, sub. She is a hoot and a half, and I love I love listening to her videos and watching the crazy things she does. So please go give her some love. And thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Have a delightful Monday night or day or whatever time it is. We will see you next Monday for whatever iteration of this we decide to do. I don't have any ideas, so if you have suggestions, send me a direct message on Instagram or email me, and I will make your dreams come true. Oh my god. Okay, bye.